answers as to what match we may actually get. Cody's going to sell his soul to The Rock at the Elimination Chamber. How does The Rock respond? What is his reaction? Because, like I mentioned, The Rock does want someone that he can control. If it's not Cody Rhodes, if Cody says, you know what, it's not me. I'm the people's champion. You're not going to get me, to come to your side here. We're not going to play that game, which we know is going to be some variation of Cody's response when The Rock asks it. So again, now we ask the question of, well, what does that mean for Elimination Chamber?
I'm probably the only person online who shares every single one of my trades completely for free. I live stream on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and more. This week alone, I've won 18 out of 20 trades, a 90% success rate. If that sounds unbelievable, I totally get it. But here's the thing, you don't have to take my word for it. You can join my free WhatsApp group and see everything for yourself. Every trade, the exact times I entered and exited, all in real time. No fees, no courses, no gimmicks, just free insights and lessons. I don't sell memberships, mentorships, or anything like that. I understand if you're skeptical, it does sound too good to be true, but the facts are right there for you to see. At the end of the day, I'm just here to share my knowledge, make some friends, and hopefully help others learn. If you want to check it out, join the group chat and take a look at my track record. And if it's not for you, no hard feelings. I wish you nothing but success and happiness. Thanks for your time.
I'm Michael. I work in the heavyweight guide and scientist, and I use TurboTax. It's a very simple process. You really don't have to do that much, even with 2 jobs, if it's there. So I will always one and done. I did have to do a phone call, but it's very simple. I guess that's much like a yes do, and they took care of it for me, and I bet that's a get back to my business.
Let a TurboTax live full service expert take the taxes off your plate from start to finish. Now this is Taxes.
They'll start on the ground. It's 8-10. He'll get maybe 4 there.
If John Cena, the favorite, is going to win that match, and let's say, none of the other guys win it, does The Rock then try to make John Cena the corporate champion? That's a wild thing to think about, right? Is he going to try to get John Cena, twirling John Cena around his finger here and feeling like, okay, maybe I want to finally get that John Cena heel turn? It's an interesting dynamic when you think it. I know it's not something that any of us expected to be talking about coming out of the SmackDown, like I said. But the way they've done this now, as maybe cheesy as it sounds to some people, it is kind of fascinating to wonder, is this going to be a game where The Rock is trying to turn either Cody Rhodes or John Cena, potentially? But there are also some other things at play. Because, if you think about it, I've seen some people have the theory, how does this tie into maybe CM Punk's favor with Paul Heyman? And could it be one of the wildest twists you've ever seen in WWE, or maybe it's CM Punk who ultimately is the sellout? Because he said it, right? Punk didn't come back to make friends. He came back to make money. And if CM Punk, who's also, maybe been someone who's chased after the power in the past, is CM Punk willing to sell his soul to The Rock to eventually get that one thing that's eluded him, right? It's that WrestleMania main event, and it's maybe winning the championship in the main event of WrestleMania. Well, that would go against, like we said, the theory that Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk is a match that's already on the cards for WrestleMania 41. But if The Rock just comes back now and all of a sudden the card gets thrown all over the place, well, that could change things, right? So what I'm saying in this is that I came out of that segment probably like a lot of people just sitting there going, I don't really know what to make of what I just saw. I'm reading this. But I think when you really maybe dive a little bit more into it, there are a lot of kind of fun ways they can go with this. And I know it's not going to be for everyone because, like we sort of mentioned, it does kind of give you the idea that that dream match that people have wanted for years and years and years, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, it's not happening. As I've always said, The Rock's going to be a year older. Roman Reigns no longer an active competitor. So how do you get to that point a full year from now? But if you think about it within the context of what they're actually working with here and what the next steps of this could be, there are a lot of fun ideas that you could work with. Whether it's, like I said, I don't think The Rock could be turning Cody Rhodes at the Elimination Chamber. Maybe they do, right? Maybe they do the big swerve. That's going to happen. I don't think so because Cody is the merch seller. And I don't know if WWE wants to be, kind of putting on that side just yet. But you never know. We didn't really know all the twists that were going to happen last year on the road to WrestleMania 4. You go beyond that. Well, is The Rock going to try to, sell himself to John Cena? And then, how does it play into CM Punk? Also, another great candidate, I think, out there. We know Drew McIntyre's on SmackDown now, right? Is Drew going to be the person that eventually dethrones Cody Rhodes? Because you can certainly see Drew as the person that The Rock chooses, right? The former chosen one, Drew McIntyre, may be the person that The Rock says. And remember, they did all the contract stuff. We had the big thing where Drew got his, new WWE contract delivered from The Rock and the gifts were exchanged and all this other stuff. Could they do something fun like that? That's another possibility, I suppose. And so these are all things, like I mentioned, we keep going back to. We don't have the answers, but we have a lot more questions. And it's sometimes, with the way WWE likes to do it, even Michael Cole has said, right? It's about the storytelling these days, not just about the match you're going to get in the ring. They're trying to tell the story here. And while this probably wasn't the one we were expecting them to tell, I do think there's a lot of fun directions you can go with. And we're just going to have to wait and see, is this exactly something that's going to play out this way? And I know, one more thing, there's just a lot we have to sort of, clean up here when it comes to what's going on. Does this mean that maybe when Cody Rhodes turns down The Rock, or maybe we don't get a definitive answer with the Elimination Chamber? I've seen a lot of people say, hey, maybe this is where The Rock puts himself into the main event of WrestleMania 41. Not as a competitor, but maybe as the referee or some sort of person that's sort of, the authority figure in this match for WrestleMania 41. Because he wants to control the person coming out of it and wants them to be the corporate champion, right? He wants to be able to pick who he wants to be his champ. So again, if you have that dynamic between Cody and John Cena, what's The Rock going to do? That's an interesting question. If you were to somehow add CM Punk into this, it becomes even more, I think, sort of fun to think about because there are so many ways you can go with this. So, I know the initial sort of backlash, I think, was that this felt like a segment that really wasn't going to go anywhere, and you're still wondering, again, when we bring up Souls for and all this other stuff. And now he's playing the power role. He is the authority over the WWE. He feels like he's the person who has the most power as someone on the TKO board. It does make a little bit of sense as to why they maybe decided to go this direction, especially knowing that The Rock seems unlikely to be wrestling anytime soon. So now you put him as the power-hungry executive, final boss. He wants all the power. And to do that, you have to have the champion under your control. So that's where we are right now. I know you guys have probably a lot better theories than me, but I want to know what you're thinking about this whole thing coming out of it. What did you think of the segment? What do you think is going to happen next, especially as we head towards Elimination Chamber? Does this change who's going to win the Chamber match? Do you think Cody Rhodes is going to hand his soul to The Rock in Toronto? If not, what happens from there? Is The Rock going to be involved in WrestleMania 41? Lots of fun stuff to discuss here coming out of this. But that's what happened. Triple H wasn't wrong when he said that you never know. When the final boss comes back to town during WrestleMania season, anything can happen, everything can change. And that's it. Well, seemingly it has. And we'll see if it's changed anything for WWE's plans on the road to WrestleMania 41. But appreciate you guys. What do you think about what's going to happen here? Let me know your thoughts on what's next for The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and everything else. Always enjoy your feedback. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button.
Nice ass nigga.
Incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
And if you don't have the right line coverage, this can really blow your budget.
Here we go.
That'd be the most frustrating team in the NBA right now.
And what I do like in the midst of this trials, tribulations, is Anthony has to play.
Get off the tackle made at the 41-yard line. They'll spread the formation here. See what the call is on third and
Let's talk about the Timberwolves this first half of the season in one way. How would you describe it?
Roller coaster.
Why?
Because it's been up and down. We got hurt, but a lot of our guys stepped up like in a big way to help us win games, big time games. So it's been a roller coaster.
It seems like at times it's been a little bit more challenging than you're used to. What's that been like from your perspective?
It's been fun, like trying to figure it out, navigate through it already. The way they guard me is intriguing, just because like I've never seen it before. We at the NBA level, and they just put 2 on the ball everywhere that I go, 3 on the ball everywhere that I go. I gotta get accustomed to it. That's all it is. Just I ain't gonna go nowhere. My coach tells me every day, like, the defense ain't going nowhere. Double team, you putting 2 people on you, trapping you. They ain't gonna stop doing it. They gonna do better you get, the worse it's gonna get. So I just got to get accustomed to it and work around it.
You all didn't make any moves at the trade deadline. The big move was last summer. You had a little distance from it. Goes out, Julius Randle comes in, Vontae DiVincenzo comes in. How do you reflect on it?
It's fun, man, because both sides will win. I'm super happy to see Cat doing so well. He's big time. To me, he's the best player in the East. And on the flip side, us, like I said, it's been a roller coaster, but the love that Julius and Dante brings to the team, the love for their teammates, and everything that they bring on the floor, man, so I'm super excited for us to get back to this position.
That's playing in the East.
Yeah, for sure.
Has reached the 40-point mark once again.
Earlier this month, he became the first Bulls player with 3 straight 40-point games. And then it looked like Cat might have been paying attention because he goes out and has consecutive 40-point games of his own. Do you guys still sort of keep tabs on each other?
So he takes me, man. He takes me after I had my second 40-point game. And then I told him, like, your turn. And he went out there and got his first, and then I had another one. And he's like, oh, you just gonna keep this coming. Then he did it again, and I take him. We do trying to keep it.
So if you think that he's the best player in the East, they have aspirations to be the team that comes out of the East to fill it. So you better end
I got to see it. Sure, we can know how to go.
All right, let's move to rapid fire, right?
Yeah.
5 championships in different franchises, or 1 championship in different
One franchise.
Defended by Wemby every game for the rest of your career. Defended by Drew Holiday every game for the rest of your career.
Defended by Drew.
Steal Kevin Durant's fadeaway jumper or Steph Curry's three?
Kevin Durant's fadeaway jumper.
Dunk on LeBron or block?
Block.
MVP for a lifetime supply. Chester's hot sheets. It is always so much fun to sit down with Anthony Edwards. The joy that he brings to this game is palpable, but there was one part of our conversation, Brian, that you felt like illuminated something about the Timberwolves. What was that?
Yeah, I don't want to put words in his mouth or overreact to anything, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But he talked about how difficult it has been for him this year facing so many double teams. This is something he's never faced before. And how he's like gone to his coach and with coping, with how to cope with it. And then you say, I mean, I want the two together, but he's clearly dealing with life without Karl Towns. And look, the Timberwolves, what's happened this year, they have definitely been beset by injuries. Dante DiVincenzo, who's supposed to be the three-point outlet for Ant, has been out a big chunk here, and he struggled when he was in there. And now Julius Randle's been out the last 3 weeks with a groin injury, so he's really feeling the pinch right now. But their offense has basically been in neutral. They basically had the same level of offense as they did last year. It has not improved after the trade, and their defense is still good defense, but it's slipped a little bit, and their standings have slipped a little bit. So, to me, Ant, as usual, was very enlightening there, talking about the struggle, how much he misses, basically, or not maybe how much he misses, but how much he thinks of Cat while dealing with all these double teams.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bert.
Oh, he missed.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Down. Ready.
Get this drive started. On the ground, it's Hubbard. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8.
Here we go. Ready.
Another run here with Hubbard. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Come on, set.
On 1st down, it's right back to Hubbard.
He's one of the most competitive guys in the NBA. As much as he does it with a smile on his face, He wants to win. How much do you trust the Timberwolves to be able to do that?
Trust. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I trust Anthony Edwards. I don't trust the others around them. And look, we know that Anthony Edwards could drive the car across the bridge. The question is that how many of the other guys are going to be willing to help out and pay some of the damn tolls? I don't trust them. This is the thing. When they sacrifice Carl Anthony Towns, one of the best, if not the best shooting big to ever play the game of basketball, all of a sudden you bring back Julius Randle, and what happened? You get more three-point shots out of Anthony Edwards because the paint is crowded. Now you're able to load it and play boxes and elbows because when Julius Randle is out there, you can load up because you got two bigs out there that you don't trust to make shots. So again, this is a learning process with Anthony Edwards, but if I had to grade him, I would give him an A. I would give the team a B. That's why I don't trust them to get back where they're trying to get back to, and the ultimate goal is actually being title contender.
Yeah, the challenge with them is that they're a second apron team, and so it's just very hard to improve their roster, and probably why I don't know if they're going to be able to keep Julius Randle after this year. I do think we should give Dante DiVincenzo a chance to meld with this team and play off of him, because if Dante DiVincenzo is the guy who was a record-breaking three-point shooter with the Knicks last year with 100% health, he can mitigate those things. But for various reasons, he hasn't been yet, and the Wolves haven't gotten to really show their end of this trade yet.
Wait, the rules that you just said, they might not be able to keep Julius Randle?
Well, like I said, they're extraordinarily expensive, and Julius Randle's a free agent. So we'll see. Maybe they're going to re-sign him, but.
You remember a couple months ago I said this team is on the verge of having one of the worst trades in NBA history? Yeah. You trade away Carl?
They tried to trade for KD. They tried to trade for KD at the deadline. It was very hard as a second apron team to do it. They could revisit those talks in the summer, but I don't even know who's going to own the team in the summer. That's another factor that's not able to compete.
But Wendy, the reason that they tried to trade for KD is because they knew they dropped the ball when they traded away Carl Anthony Towns. That's it.
Well, they are hopeful that Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo return from injury within the next 2 weeks here.
It's cool to bison. Now, first down throw for downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Now joining us after dropping a cool 18 against the Hornets last night, Aaron Gordon. AG, thank you so much for stopping by NBA today.
Thanks for having me.
We just mentioned this. It's always good to see you. We just mentioned you guys won 9 straight, the last 7 wins by double digits. Heading into the last stretch of the season, what is this group's mentality here?
Well, we just want to be playing our best basketball from April, May, and June. So now it's time to turn it on and start making that climb.
Everyone knows it's just hard to play in Denver. I struggled to run a mile in the finals there a couple of years ago. How important is it going for the first seed, the 1 seed in this postseason?
Well, I don't think we're really too caught up on seeding. We just want to be playing a good brand of basketball. We want to put a product down on the floor and we're happy with going into the playoffs. So I'm not really sure. The seeding is just trying to win it again.
Well, putting a good product out on the floor, you and Jokic have one of the best 2-man games in the game today. I have some clips for you. Can we just walk through together what's going through your mind in these sorts of moments when you're on the floor with Nikola Jokic?
Sure. All right, so it's an entry pass. We got to see if they're going to double or not. So now we just got to get to the first spacing. I'm getting to the dunker spot. They come to double. They try to pick up CB. They inside me. I get behind the defense, and then I just give him an outlet pass. And he does the whole work. I go straight up and Get a nice little bop, reverse bop. Man, they've been doing it for a minute.
Bop. And then what about this one?
Well, I mean, first off, you got Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic to pick him off. So they had to blitz they had to blitz Jamal. Jamal hits Yo in the pocket pass. Joker has, I think, the best floater in the game. So you have to respect that. Then you got two shooters in the corner and me and the dunker. It just puts the whole defense in a bind.
If you were to describe Nikola Jokic in one word, because I'm running out, I need to borrow a couple, what would it be?
Masterful.
Yeah.
I guess. Savant. I think those would probably be the words that comes to mind.
Masterful, Savant, I'm writing both those down. I'm going to need to use them in the future because he's just incredible. Watching you guys play is so much fun. On Saturday, you face the Lakers right here on ABC. You've owned that matchup the last 3 seasons. You've won 13 of 14 meetings. What is it about the Lakers you guys just seem to turn it up for, and will Luka's arrival impact that at all?
Yeah, I'm not sure. They definitely have a new look to them.
Yeah.
But, it's not... We don't really concern ourselves with other teams. We focus on what's going on in our locker room. We take care of what we're supposed to take care of. The cards fall where they may. We focus on every nugget basketball, and that's it. It doesn't really matter who's in front of us or who our position is.
And that's why you guys are champions. AG, would you indulge me in playing a little game? Time for a little this or that. I'm going to show you some clips here, ask you some easy questions, and you can choose one or the other. Starting with this. Who was the better dunk contest? Was it Wilson or was it yourself?
How's that look at this or that?
This one or that one?
I would say, I think John, so I don't know if that's this or that, but my favorite contest.
What would it take to get you back in the dunk contest?
I'm not entirely sure. If I'm healthy, maybe I do it, maybe I don't do it. It's really about being in the big game, so that's a big goal of mine. But also just winning the championship, but it would be fun to come in and do it for
the fans.
Do it for the fans.
I love that. But what about this or that? John Wall's mixtape or yours in high school?
Ooh, that's tough.
Right?
That's really tough. I like John's.
John's pretty good. Yours is good too, but John's is pretty good. All right, this one just for fun, guys. It's pretty sick. Who's the better rapper, Jello or yourself?
You're a better rapper. I like Jello. He made the hit. Actually, but I am.
What do you think of Swerve in that corner? Whoa.
It's a vibe. It's a hit. Jello, you got it.
I'm like, okay, that one I'm with. AG, we always appreciate you making the time, stopping by our show. By the way, congratulations on the new partnership with Saks. Good luck the rest of the season. We will keep watching.
And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the first down. They'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. It's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that
wasn't exactly hot, but after a few key adjustments, their first game back against the Clippers told us a very different story. Suddenly, there's a whole new level of optimism surrounding the squad as they unlock something that if the rest of the NBA doesn't catch fast, it could spell serious trouble for the league. Let's down. Coming out of the All-Star break with a huge win over the Clippers is the perfect way for the Bucks to start this season for a lot of reasons. To the start, Bobby Portis is huge, and now his sidelines it's not just his impact on the court that makes him such a boss, as Bobby's one of the few remaining championship players on this team, making him a natural leader, puts the energy, and keeps his teammates in. After losing that extra boost of energy for the next 24 getting.
Can I vent to y'all? Can I rant for a little second? Because right now I'm really frustrated about the discourse surrounding our league right now. And the real simple solution to all of this is for me to close my phone. But that's just so much easier said than done. So there's been a lot of conversations around our league, especially since the All-Star break. And listen, I want to say this right here, right now. I love the NBA.
This is no good. He missed it.
But even as a lover, watching out 21, 22 seasons of the NBA, I understand it is very far from a perfect product. The NBA game starts to